Danny Decker, serial entrepreneur, speaker, author, and marketing consultant. Danny is the host of Marketing Simplified podcast, and his book, Marketing Simplified, is available through Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com and other retailers. In addition, Danny coaches business owners and entrepreneurs one-on-one through the process of developing and implementing their strategic marketing plan. You can learn more about Danny at www.dannydeckermarketing.com. We have Danny Decker.
And there's a reason why Danny is number 2 on our list for Small Business Week. When I have a challenge or a marketing question, I call Danny. When I'm not sure exactly how to make something work or something happen or whether it fits or whether it's worth it, I call Danny. Of all of the marketing people I know, Danny is the one guy that seems to have answers, and it's simple answers that a guy like Joe can understand. The evidence of that is his book. I read it cover to cover before you make fun of me and suggest I don't read, okay? Because I know that's what you want to do.
I've got a lot of things I want to say, and I won't say it.
But Danny's book is phenomenal. It's just a great a bunch of information and tips, and it's direct. It's to the point. And Danny and I have formed a relationship over the years, and we've just thought so much of him. Danny was going to be one of our keynote speakers on the year we had to cancel last year. When we had to cancel the Peninsula Club and turned it into virtual and couldn't find a way to make that work. So we are so happy to have Danny here. Danny, I am proud and honored to have you as a friend, and I hope everybody gets to see the value that I see in you helping small businesses, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
Floor
guys.
is yours, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. And as always, it's a pleasure to share a stage with Tracy. Thank you, Tracy, for the pep talk and getting us all fired up and getting us focused on what really matters from a mental health perspective. So I'm going to talk to you guys about marketing for about the next 20 minutes here. And before I get into it, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. So I spent about 10 years from 2009 to 2019 building a marketing agency. Started with 2 guys in the spare bedroom of my apartment in Miami, Florida, and ended up building a 7-figure marketing agency with a fantastic team of 10 full-time employees, clients all over the country. I personally was involved in executing hundreds of marketing campaigns for my own business, tens of thousands of campaigns over a 10-year period of time for our clients. And in that time, I learned a thing or two about what works and what doesn't. And in 2019, I made the decision to sell my marketing agency and step into a new venture, because what I realized in the course of those 10 years is, while there are business owners out there who have a great business and are serving their clients and are doing great things, there's a mental block around marketing, and so many people are lost when it comes to marketing, and so many business owners aren't able to reach their full potential because they never figure out the secret sauce of marketing. So I took about a year off. I wrote a book called Marketing Simplified, and what I do now is focus on helping business owners understand the strategies and the concepts behind marketing so that they can go out and hire a marketing agency or hire a marketing assistant or do it themselves. However it's going to get done, the bottom line is you got to start with the right strategy in place. And so what I do now, and what I'm honored to do, is work with business owners, entrepreneurs, 6-figure business owners, 7-figure business owners, a few 8-figure business owners, helping them create real marketing strategies that drive growth for their business. And here's the thing, and here's why I'm pumped to do what I do every day and pumped to be here with all of you tonight. Marketing is so much more than just earning some more money for your business. It's so much more than just dollars and cents. Marketing is how you impact the world around you. As a business owner, you solve problems. Tracy was just up here speaking into the incredible problems that she solves as a business owner. And all of you listening, every one of you, if you work in a small business, if you own a small business, if you manage a small business, you are in business because you solve problems for your customers and clients. I want you to solve more of those problems. I want you to help more people. I want you to take your message to a larger audience so you can make a bigger impact. Not only does better marketing allow you to make a bigger impact on your customers and your clients, it allows you to bring more revenue into your business. And when you bring more revenue into your business, you can hire more people. You can invest in better equipment. You contribute more tax revenue for the roads and the bridges and all the things we need in our community. You make your own life better. You make life better for your employees. You make life better for your kids. Everybody wins when you do a better job of marketing your business and getting the word out there. So I am pumped to be here talking about marketing, and I hope that you guys can feel the excitement and understand the big picture of how marketing not only is great for you, but is great for your community and everybody around you. So the theme tonight, total business wellness. And what better place to start than with a wellness check of your marketing? How well is your marketing performing? What are you doing now that's working, and what could you be doing better? So I'm going to run through 5 quick questions for everybody, and what I want you to do is pull out a piece of paper and number 1 through 5, and each one of these items, I want you to give yourself a thumbs up or a neutral or a thumbs down, and everywhere where you're neutral or thumbs down, you know there's opportunity to improve. So here is what your marketing should be doing for you. Number 1, your marketing should deliver a steady stream of new leads who convert into customers, clients, members, subscribers, whatever it is that you're selling. The job of your marketing, it's not just about a sign that looks pretty. It's not just about a website that looks pretty. It's not just about a logo. Your marketing exists to drive a steady stream of customers and clients into your business. Is your marketing doing that? Can you go to sleep at night knowing that next month you don't have to stress about your revenue goals because you have a marketing machine working for you? Thumbs up, thumbs down, somewhere in the middle. How are you doing with that? Number 2, your marketing should attract the right prospects into your business and keep everybody else away. One of the secrets of success when you're building a business is understanding that you got to hone in on the right customers. Don't try to serve everybody. It's a big mistake. You need to get crystal clear who are the right clients, who are the right customers for your business. How can you create a brand and a marketing system that attracts those people and doesn't attract everybody else? And it's okay that you're not speaking to everybody. You can't be everything to everybody. Let's just take an example. Think about the difference between a Walmart on one hand and a Neiman Marcus on another hand. There is a time and place for both of those businesses. They are both phenomenally successful businesses. They serve very different needs and they serve very different clientele. So as a business owner, it's really important that you get clear on who you want to serve. And there's a demographic component of that where you say, all right, my ideal customers are women between the ages of 30 and 45 in the Lake Norman area who are going through a divorce or who are trying to lose weight or who own a business or whatever the case may be. You get crystal clear on the demographics and you get clear on the psychographic available to attendees of this event. And I said, Joe, I don't give anything away for free. And he said, but come on, you owe me for this one. You're putting me on stage here. These are all my close personal friends. Help them out. And so here's what I did. If you go to DannyDeckerMarketing.com/LKN, you can actually download a free digital copy of this book. That is something I've not done before. I'm not going to do it again. Midnight tomorrow, it comes down. But if we could, Julie or somebody on the team, if we could drop that link in the comments, go pick it up, completely free, no strings attached. You'll get a lot more depth into these concepts that I'm covering at a high level. It's DannyDeckerMarketing.com/LKN. And then you can send Joe a thank you note because he made it possible. Okay, so your marketing needs to attract the right prospects and keep everybody else away. That's number 2. Are you getting the right prospects into your business, or are you getting a bunch of prospects who don't want to pay your rates or don't see the value in what you do or have a different problem than the problem that your business is meant to solve, right? Good marketing attracts the right people and it doesn't attract the wrong people. Number 3, your marketing should free you up from the burden of competing on price. Let me tell you, there's nothing more frustrating as a business owner than feeling like the only way you can win a new deal, the only way you can close a sale, the only way you can get a new customer is by being cheaper than everybody else. It's a bad place to be. It's real hard to build and scale a business when you are operating on razor-thin margins. Good, solid, effective marketing builds a brand that positions you as a premium place in the market so you can command higher rates. It distinguishes you from the competition, so you can't have an apples to apples comparison. The whole thing here is if you give a customer a choice between two apples that look exactly the same and one's cheaper than the other, they're going to choose the cheaper one every time. You would too, I would too. You can't blame them. What you got to do is position yourself as different. Don't allow that apples to apples comparison, and your marketing hones in on what makes you different, what makes you unique, so that you can't make those pricing comparisons with anybody else. So how are you doing? Is your marketing allowing you to charge premium rates so that you can actually have a real profit margin in your business and reinvest back into your growth? Or is your marketing not doing that and you find yourself having to lower your prices and compete for every sale by trying to be cheaper than the guy down the street? Number 4, you should be able to dial your marketing up when you need it and dial it back down when you don't. If you're looking ahead at your cash flow forecast for the next 12 weeks and you see that you've got a little bit of a cash crunch coming up, if you have a strong marketing system in place, you don't have to panic. You just turn that dial and get those campaigns out there and start that lead flow back up to your business. A mature marketing system can be dialed up and dialed back down. And let me tell you, when you get to the point where your marketing can be dialed up and dialed down on command, you sleep a whole hell of a lot better at night because you don't have to worry about, can I meet payroll next Friday? You have a marketing machine that can do that for you. So thumbs up, thumbs down, somewhere in the middle if that's an opportunity for growth for you. And number 5, and possibly my favorite, your marketing should be able to function largely without your direct involvement as a business owner. That is the killer, because as a small business owner, you wear about 17 hats every single day. You're the receptionist, you're the bookkeeper, you're the HR manager, your customer service, you're probably finance, you're doing it all. And if your marketing is one of 15 things that you got to do every day, well, when it comes 6 p.m. and you've been working a 10-hour day and you still haven't gotten through your to-do list, I promise you marketing is going to be the thing that doesn't get done. Marketing is one of those things that is important, but it's not urgent. Think about that urgency versus importance quadrant. Marketing is critically important, but it's not urgent. And so as a business owner, when you're fighting fires all day long, it's the thing that gets neglected in favor of the things that are urgent. So your marketing needs to function largely without you, whether that means using automation, whether that means you have a rock star marketing assistant on your team who can keep the trains rolling, whether that means you're working with some vendors that you really trust that can get the job done. Whatever the case may be, I promise you, if your marketing rests on your shoulders, it's not happening as much as it should be. It's just not, I promise you. So can you get your marketing off your shoulders and onto other people's shoulders who can focus on that so that you can focus on everything else that comes with running a business? So give yourself a thumbs up, thumbs down, or somewhere in the middle, depending on how you're doing with that. So number 1 was your marketing should deliver a steady stream of new leads. Number 2, your marketing should attract the right prospects and keep everybody else away. Number 3, your marketing should free you up from competing on price. Number 4, you should be able to dial it up and dial it back down depending on the needs and the capacity and the usability rate in your business. And number 5, your marketing should largely function without your day-to-day involvement as a business owner. Now listen, if you didn't score real well, that's totally fine. That just means you've got an opportunity for growth. We've got 7 months left in the year, so let's kick some ass the rest of the year. And when we talk next year, I want you to be able to score yourself thumbs up on all 5 of those things. But I'm going to do you one better than that. We've got a little time left here. So again, apologies in advance. I'm not going to be able to get through everything I wanted to share with you guys today. Marketing Simplified, you can get a digital download completely free, DannyDeckerMarketing.com/LKN. It's basically a manual that is going to go in depth into everything that I'm speeding through here tonight. All right, so how to improve your marketing. We're going to get tactical for the last few minutes here. Listen, the great thing about marketing, it's really not that complicated. There are a lot of people that like to make it real complicated. Usually it's because it's in their best interest if you as the entrepreneur don't understand how simple marketing actually is. So we're going to get real simple here. There are basically 3 leverage points that determine whether any marketing campaign succeeds or fails. Market, message, media. That is it. Market. Who are you talking to? Who are your ideal clients? Like we talked about a few minutes ago, you need to have this dialed in. You need to know exactly who your people are. Those are the people you talk to. Those are the people you want to bring into your business, and you can ignore everybody else. You have to be crystal clear on who is your target audience. And then number two, once you're clear on that, you need to create a message that resonates distinctly with that specific target audience. You need to speak their language. Effective marketing is not about how great you are as a business owner. Frankly, your customers and clients don't really care about your business. They are interested in solving problems in their life and seizing opportunities in their life. So you lose as a marketer when you talk about how great you are, your business is. You win as a marketer, as a business owner, when you talk to your ideal clients about how you're going to solve the problems that keep them up at night. It's not about how great you are. It's about how great you're going to make life for your customers and clients once they start doing business with you. Right? That is a fundamental transformation. Most people think that marketing is just about how great I am, how great my business is. I've been doing this for 20 years, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? The only relevance of that information is how you're going to take your 20 years of experience and put it into service, solving problems for your clients and customers. So take a look right now, look at your website, take a look at your social media accounts, take a look at your email, and run everything through that prism. Are you talking about how great you are, or are you talking about how you're going to solve problems for your ideal clients and customers? And again, when you're clear about who those people are, and when you build a detailed profile of who those people are, it becomes a whole lot easier to speak their language and speak to the problems that they are experiencing. So, market, message, media. Media is simply how you deliver your message to your target audience. Don't make it any more complicated than that. Media could be Facebook. Some of you are watching this on Facebook right now. Your media could be on the radio. Media could also be face-to-face networking. It's not complicated. Media is just how do you deliver that message to those people. That's it. And so that depends on, the question you have to answer is, where do your ideal clients spend their time? What websites do they visit? What radio shows do they listen to? What networking events do they go to? What podcasts do they listen to? What books do they read? You need to know this information about your ideal client, because that's where you need to show up. Take your message, deliver it to your market using the media sources that make sense for your market. And here's the thing, and this is where it gets interesting, and this is a mindset shift I want everyone listening to understand. Marketing is closer to poker than it is to chess. And quite frankly, running a business is a lot closer to poker than it is to chess. And here's what I mean by that. For anybody that is out there that doesn't really know how chess works and how poker works, chess is a game with no variables. It is a purely skill-based equation. You move your pawn here, he moves his pawn there. There's no wind that's going to come in and blow your pieces down. There's nothing random about it. It is purely a game of skill. Poker, on the other hand, is a game of skill with a hefty dose of luck and chance filtered into it. You could be sitting there with the best possible poker hand, pocket aces, and your opponent might have a 7 and a 2, which is statistically the worst poker hand, and if you go all in against that guy, you're going to lose 35% of the time. You have the best hand, he has the worst hand, you're going to lose 35% of the time. Why? Because crap happens, right? The wrong cards come out, you get unlucky. Let me tell you, if you need any evidence that that happens in the business world too, let me present to you the last 15 months as evidence. How many of you had brilliant business plans, brilliant marketing plans dialed up, and then we got hit by a pandemic that nobody saw coming, right? It happens. That's how the world works. And so what does that mean for you when you're thinking about your marketing? It means you can't put all your eggs in one basket. No matter how long you've been doing this, no matter how brilliant you are going to have marketing campaigns that fail. I have plenty of marketing campaigns that fail. If you know what you're doing and if you have the right strategy in place, you're going to win more than you lose, but you're still not going to win every time. So what does that mean? Two things. One, you got to have a lot of irons in the fire. You can't just put all your eggs in the Facebook ads basket or the Google ads basket because it might not work. I hate to tell it to you, but it might not work. You need to be testing multiple things, multiple campaigns, different media channels, different ways of taking your message and bringing it to your market, because some are going to work and some aren't. So you got to be testing multiple campaigns at all times. And number two is the way you survive as a poker player is you limit your losses. When you have a losing hand, you figure it out and you fold it. And you take your resources off the table when you have a losing campaign. Number one mistake most business owners make with their marketing campaigns is they're not tracking the data. They're just shoveling $800 a month, $2,000 a month into a Google campaign or a Facebook campaign, and they don't know if it's working or not. Come on, like that is how you waste your money. You have to develop the discipline. You have to understand, is it working or is it not? It's fine if it's not working. Just stop doing it. But if I ask you the question, how did your Facebook ads campaign perform last month, and you don't know how many leads it created, you don't know if those leads are qualified leads or not, you don't know how much of that translated into business, well, you're flying blind, and there's a great chance that you are wasting your money. So bottom line, you've got your message and you got to deliver it to your market, and you use media sources to get it there, and you have to develop the discipline of evaluating results month in and month out so you know what's working and you know what's not. Guys, I have more that I would love to get to. I'm not going to be able to get there right now. Marketing Simplified, go to DannyDeckerMarketing.com/LKN. You get a free copy of the book. I have a podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's called the Marketing Simplified Podcast. I talk a lot more about all this stuff. You can look me up on my website. Happy to find a way to support you however I can. So go ahead and download the book. Let me know if you have any questions. Myself or my team will get in touch with you. And that's it. I appreciate everybody's time.
Thanks, Danny. We really appreciate that, buddy. And you grab that mic and come on over, my friend. But right about now, all of you that are listening and watching on Facebook are starting to get a feel for why this is a signature event every year, because it's not just anybody we let stand up on that stage. We are making sure. You give me a look, Chris. No, slide on over, Chris. We are making sure that it's some of the best, and Danny certainly is one of those people, Bill.
I'll tell you, I love the poker analogy. I believe...
You would like that, wouldn't you?
I believe in taking risk. I don't gamble. But I'll tell you, I think there's... If you're in retail sales, you have to be partnering with a marketing agency that's going to help you get to your goals. And I believe in business coaches because I think you need to be investing in yourself. But I'll tell you, Danny, I see businesses so often, they understand they don't have the market they're looking for. They hire a marketing agency. They get to this particular level. And then what do? They say, "Oh, I've spent the money I need to," and they back off of their advertising. They back off of the money they're investing in the marketing agency, and then you start to see declining sales. They're like, "What's happened? Yeah. What's happened?" And I see that time and again. I had a Chamber of Commerce member that said, I use the chamber to build my business. Now I don't need the Chamber of Commerce anymore. What's up with that?
Thanks for nothing.
But do you see that playing out? People who are investing in their business, using the marketing agencies, and then start to see things slip.
Yeah, definitely, Bill, and I think that's a great observation. I think that it comes back to being clear on what you're trying to accomplish for yourself as a business owner, and what is your vision for your business? Are you trying to be a $1 million business and you're kind of just good with that and you want to just kind of coast at that level? Are you trying to grow 20% every year? Are you intentionally scaling back down? Because there's no right or wrong size to grow a business to, right? Like some of us want to spend 80 hours a week in their business because that's fun, and other people just want to live their life and spend their time with their family, and neither one of those is wrong. But the key is you got to be clear on what you're trying to build, and then you use your marketing to get you where you want to go. And so if you're working with a marketing agency or whatever you're doing, if you're working with a chamber to grow your business and you get to a point where you don't want to grow any further, like that's fine. Just coast at that level, but don't stop doing what got you there, because pretty obviously you're going to backtrack, right?
So Danny, one of the things you said to me that kind of caught me, although I agree with Bill, I was surprised you said how true it was. But I don't hear a marketing person actually say it's like poker, right? So I appreciate you being genuine, because I've been doing this for a long time, buddy. I know that it is hit or miss, but there are people that hit more than they miss.
Yeah. So I have the privilege, I'll say now, of I don't run a marketing agency anymore. I work as a strategic advisor and a strategic coach. And so I have the freedom to maybe say things that your average marketing agency isn't going to say. But that's just truth. And it's not an indictment on a marketing agency or on a marketing person if they run a campaign that fails. It just happens. The bottom line, as a business owner, you got to develop the discipline to hold those people accountable. And so you know if your campaign's failing or not.
And that's why I love Danny, because when I call you and I ask you, does this work? Does this work? What do you think? Literally, you can take I'll send you an email of 4 pages of somebody wanting to offer something to me. Danny, you'll send it back to me in 5 bullet points. You'll break it down and say, this is what you're getting. Boom, boom, boom. You decide whether it has value or not. So you have the ability to be able to do that. But what I want to talk to you about is your statement, limit your loss. Talk about what that means, right? Because I find that really an interesting statement.
Yeah. So let's say, Joe, that I run a law firm and I want to run a Google AdWords campaign, and my goal is I'm going to spend $1,500 a month, and I want that $1,500 to bring me 5 new clients. I want to spend $300 per new client that I bring into my business. Okay, that's a reasonable goal. If that works for your metrics and if that's an acceptable cost of acquisition, great, let's go for it. What we just did was we got clear on what we're trying to accomplish, and we put numbers to it. It's a specific, measurable goal. And then you got to develop the discipline. Every 2 weeks, every month, you got to pull up that campaign and say, all right, marketing agency, I spent my $1,500, but I only got 1 client. Or maybe you got 7 clients and you're ahead of the game, and that's awesome. But the point is, you got to develop the discipline of having that mental conversation. And when you're running a campaign that's losing, you just stop. You just, to go back to poker, you just fold, right? Don't keep throwing good money after bad money. If you've run a campaign, you've given it a fair chance, it's not performing, pull the plug and try something else.
Here's the challenge, right? Is it the content that's not right, or is it the media that's not right? How do I, as a business person, know that? That's the challenge I run into when you say just limit your losses.
Yeah. So there are
throw the baby out with the bathwater, right?
There are some really great tools that can help you zero in on things like that. There's a tool that I love that I recommend to everybody. It's called Unbounce, and it's software that helps you test different messages. So you drive traffic to a landing
page. Oh, really?
page.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it'll test 10 different headlines, and it's going to show you which one's converting the best. And there are a lot of tools that you can use to give yourself some insight into that. Because the truth is, the beautiful thing about digital marketing in particular is it's all trackable. And so you can, by process of elimination, figure out what's working and what's not working.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So Danny, okay, first of all, I did not have to talk you into this. Let me be clear, okay? Although I did suggest it might be a good idea. Thank you for doing it.
Listen, Joe, when you ask for something, in all seriousness, I do my very best, because you are not only a great support for me, but for this entire business community. So it's my pleasure.
Share that link again, because that's what I was going to ask you. Share that.
Julie's got it on Facebook.
Okay.
If you go to Facebook right now, you can get this book digitally right now for free. And I'm telling you, I've read this book. It is phenomenal, and it is simple to understand. I mean, that's what's so interesting. I think that's why you and I connected, right? Like, I'm reading this, and I'm like, this dude is just telling me like it is. He's not making it complicated.
Again, I have the privilege of not being a marketing agency.
You weren't
and
selling
so
something
I don't
when I read this book.
Right.
And I didn't feel that way.
And when somebody makes something more complicated than it needs to be, ask yourself, why are they doing it? What's in it for them? Do they benefit from you being confused? And some of the time, that actually is the case. And so my whole thing is simplify. simplifying marketing and helping business owners to understand it. Because like I said at the beginning, when you get your marketing figured out, that's how you scale your business and you make a bigger impact on yourself and your family and your community and your employees, and everybody wins.
And so one of the things you and I do, we do some referrals back and forth, is because I send people to you because they're not sure if they've got the right marketing person or the right marketing idea, and you will unbiasedly, is that a word, unbiasedly, tell them yes or no, this is good or bad, and you even help them find resources to make sure they're on track. That's a very unique thing that you're currently doing.
Yeah, listen, we have financial advisors, we have legal advisors. I don't know why there are not more marketing advisors out there, but there's definitely a need for it, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
You got a little niche, buddy.
Yeah, well.
Danny, I can't thank you enough, buddy. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for giving the Marketing Simplified book for free. And always, buddy, you and I just seem to be able to connect in a way that allows small business people to know that you're genuinely trying to help them. And that's why you're here, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Joe, and thank you so much, Bill.
Yeah, it's good having you. And Joe, I was giving you grief a while ago about the books. These books behind me are Joe Vagnone's. I picked up a couple a while ago, and one of the things you and I have in common is I mark my books up. I get out a highlighter and I go through there, and I'm one of the ones that highlight points. I fold pages over. I do things, and I look, and these books are all marked up and written, and I'm going like, gosh, I do the same thing. But I tell you, I can't thank you enough, Danny and Tracy, both of you, for sharing your insight and helping our business owners get to that next level.